Hello guys, this is Let's Gaming here, and we are going to do a little Q&A through the comments. Because we get asked a lot of questions here, so and I'd like to actually make an official video on it, really. I think the first one, the most important one that I get asked all the time is basically when am I playing or so you guys can join in with the fun. Now, what is it? Between, what is it, my job and everything, so I'm really on very infrequently, so I sometimes get on, what is it, late, very early in the morning, late at night or so, sometimes in the afternoon, it really depends, and sometimes it doesn't happen every single day or so, sometimes it doesn't go for weeks, actually, sometimes, but, what I would like to do is, once, what is it, the fall semester starts or so, I would like to establish a day or so that I can just be on or so within a certain time frame or so that wouldn't conflict with school or work or anything, basically. So that's what I would like to do in the future or so, and when I get that established, I'll probably make a video on it just to let you guys know, so that if you guys did in fact want to join me on Foxhole, basically, you guys could go ahead and do just that. Got another comment from, I can't pronounce that name, asking which faction I'm going to play in the next war. Well, I think that's obvious. Wardens all the way, so there's no reason to join the Colonials. I think I've been playing the Wardens for months now, really. Yeah, I don't see any reason to change, so I mean, we've lost some wars, we've won some wars, but no, I'm a strong supporter of the Warden community, so 100%. Death to all the Colonials. You know, it was a good one. Actually, one that I wanted to answer a while back or so. Illa Mendon, so I'm terrible with the names, asks, why does everyone either sound retarded or like they have a speech impediment? Honestly, that's the only thing keeping me away from this game at the moment. I hear this shit in 95% of the videos of this game. Well, sucks. No, I would chuck it up to the fact that it's a very communication-focused game, basically. Not everyone's on the same page. So you have situations where it really sounds like people all being idiots half the time. I feel that I am yelling at people half the time in my videos to do things or so that are obvious to me but aren't obvious to them, and on top of that we are slowly getting an influx of new people or so every while or so when the sales come along, and also when people watch some of my videos and some of I Saw Bale's videos and want to try out the game, so they are not as attuned to the game and its mechanics as everyone else or so. So it might sound like they have no idea what they're doing, and they probably don't, really. Speech impediment, I think I might have a speech impediment. I really don't know. I feel that it might come down to accents, it might come down to just different ways of talking, so I feel like if you got a giant mosh pot of different people talking, so then I feel like it would get evened out or so, and you wouldn't feel that way, but I could still recommend the game, so it's still getting monthly major updates to the game. It's still alive and kicking, so there's still more people showing up. It's not, I don't think it's going to be dead anytime soon, from what I can tell, just by looking at the Steam shots. So I would still recommend getting the game. Here's a good one. What is Foxhole mainly about? Foxhole, let's see, it's hard to describe. I would chuck it down to a realistic, top-down military shooter, I would say. Not in the lines of an FPS or so like Battlefield, but more in line to a, what is it? Because I don't think there's been many games like Foxhole, so that has like a persistent war going on, besides maybe like PlanetSide 2, basically. So chuck it down to a PlanetSide 2 with semi-Minecraft mechanics in terms of gathering resources and building bases, setting up logistics, or so, with a almost semi-Arma 3 levels of realism in terms of damage that you can take, basically. And, what is it? I think that's about it. A mixture of PlanetSide. If you took PlanetSide 2, Arma 3, what is it? Minecraft, and then took Running with Guns, which is a really good game as well. I think I bought that a couple of years ago. Put all that together, that is basically what Foxhole is. It basically says it on the title. It's a persistent, massive multiplayer online war game. That's what it is. It's really fun. I would recommend it to everyone to at least try it out or so. Check out the, wait until like a sale comes in or so, or, yeah, just check it out. I still think the return policy still works, so you can still buy the game, play it for an hour or so, and then if you don't like it, you can just return it and get your money back or so. So you still have that option if you just want to try out the game or so and don't want to make a full, commitment of your money. So I would still recommend that everyone try out the game if they do enjoy my videos or are curious to the game, because I feel that the more people that are in Foxhole, the better it becomes. So if we can get as many people on board with Foxhole, I feel like the game would really shine quite well. Oh, this really isn't like a question. It's more of like an answer to a comment, which doesn't make any sense. Warden with good taste in game music. Ace Combat 5 was such a good game. I agree. Now, if you guys haven't noticed, with the last couple videos, I have been putting Ace Combat 5, 0, and 4 battle game music or so. That's like the background music of the videos or so, because I am a giant Ace Combat fan or so, just so you guys know. What is it? I've played all the games with the exception of the PS1 games, so even the ones on the PSP and 3DS or so. Actually, I wasn't able to play Infinity because I didn't have a PS3, but I did play it over at a friend's house, so it was really good. And I am hoping that I could, when Ace Combat 7 comes out, either later on this year or next year, so that I will be putting up huge amounts of gameplay of that as well. I have a decent PC. I already have a Xbox 360 wired controller, so I have all this set up. I am ready to go. I just want them to pop out Ace Combat 7 or so, or at least I hear that they're putting Infinity on the PS4. Forget that. Put it on Steam. So I would play that, even if it's basically it might be semi-pay to win. I don't know. I didn't play enough of Ace Combat Infinity to know that. But yeah, no, that's why you're hearing all that music. Giant Ace Combat fan, all the way. Alright, so I have another question here asking, what is it? It sounds like there's a good amount of people trying to find groups or community within Foxhole, so they want suggestions. I really don't have any suggestions for you. I would recommend going into Foxhole, finding a clan member. Most people put, their clan names or so, or clan tags on the left side of their actual name in game. Go there, find a clan that is active, a clan that you actually want to be with, and then just talk to the members. That's what I would recommend. You could join FFL, even though they've been traitors to the Warden cause sometimes. You could join 82DK or so, or any of those guys, basically. And no, that would be the best way to find a community that you'd want to play with, simply because of the fact that you would literally be playing with them and could determine for a fact if you wanted to join with them or not. I think FFL is mostly a European based clan or so, but I'm sure that there's a good amount of just general American clans if people are looking for that or not. But yeah, there we go. Just go in the game, find a clan that you want to play with, and just talk to them about joining it. Simple as that. Here's another one. So, 220, yo, WTF. You have 3 tanks, you could just focus file and save the other tank, LOL. Well, he kind of answered that question, or so the guy below him, saying that I didn't have ammo at the time, but what I would also like to point out, which I'm probably going to have to put a video out on this if I haven't deleted that video because of how much cancer that was in it. Here's a story. Sit down, everyone. I'm going to tell you a story. It was, I think, 2 wars ago. We had 5 tanks setting out from the warden, one of the warden's town, like main HQs in, was it, Callahan's Passage. 5 tanks. We had a simple objective. Go to the front line, resupply, and then go behind enemy lines and destroy enemy fortifications and town halls. Simple as that. We were supposed to resupply at a FOB at one of the frontline locations that had huge amounts of tank shells. We go there, all 5 of us. 3 of us go and get the tank shell. Actually, no, only 2 of our tanks go to the FOB as planned and get the tank shells. The other 3 go off on their own, and one of them gets killed. After a lot of swearing, so I get the other remaining 2 tanks with us, and then we proceed to our objective. We then attack a enemy fortress, and then we lose another tank because he went off on his lonesome, basically. So now we're down to 3 tanks. We're down to 3 tanks. These are of the lowest quality of, players or so, the ranked players, basically, who surprisingly were the only people who followed orders. It seems that the people with the highest ranks were more open-minded and more, I guess, open-willed to the point where they got themselves killed, basically, which is surprising. It makes me want to reflect on my statements in the past saying, hey, we need you to be this ranked to be in a tank, when in actuality it seems like it would be better to have lower-ranking people in tanks if it means it would be easier to have them just follow orders and follow the group, basically. Anywho, I digress. So we're down to 3 tanks now, and then this one autistic guy decides to throw a gas grenade at me. I think I must have died or something, or I must have not equipped my gas mask because I had one in my inventory. Long story short, I die, and I'm like the only person leading the tank squad, and this guy's on my team, mind you, so he's just screwing around. So I need to drive all the way back. And by the time I get back, another tank of ours has died because he went off and did his own thing. So we're down to 2 tanks. And by the time we get to the objective, we are so undermanned due to just so much autism, so much cancer, and so much stupidity that we're not able to take the objective, basically. And we end up getting killed. Long story short, it is impossible for, at least in my experience, to coordinate tanks in a organized fashion under the best of times. So in the scenario in what is the Foxhole expectation versus reality, where we are literally ambushed by a anti-tank gun out of nowhere, and I think we're low on ammo and we don't want to spend it because this is back when we didn't have the persistent war game. This is one map's resources being poured into a bunch of tanks, which logistically is a nightmare. So because we have this situation where we can make more tanks than we could ammunition, or so. You could argue that it's the same situation nowadays, but it wasn't as bad now as it was back then. So really there was no way to organize those tanks in that split second to take out that AT gun to save that tank. Maybe in hindsight, but in the moment it would have been really a huge feat of organization and skill to actually pull that off. Something that we didn't have in Strides, because I think tanks had just recently come out at the time. Alright, last question, so I'll probably go into some of the other ones later. I just don't want to make this video too long. What is it? I got a question about, what is it? Old footage or so, basically. So what would happen is that I try to keep a kind of like, not a weekly or so, but like a semi-weekly, like every 4 days I want to put up like a Foxhole video, and then I want to put like maybe like a different game or something else entirely every other day in between that gap or so. So you would have like maybe a Foxhole video on Sunday, then you would have some other game on like a Tuesday or Wednesday, and then around Thursday or Friday you'd get another Foxhole video, something along those lines. Now with that, I feel like it spaces it out well to the point where I can ensure that I can put out good quality videos out. I don't have to basically destroy my schedule by playing nothing but Foxhole and then just shoot out whatever videos that I can, or so to keep to like a stressed schedule of putting out something every other day like I used to, like every day like I used to. No. Instead, what I have is a situation where I can instead have enough time to actually, edit down a video, a long or lengthy battle, or long and lengthy operation. Find good music to go onto it, and I space it out to a point where they don't become tedious or boring, so basically, so that they're actually worthwhile seeing. So that's kind of what I'm doing. And as a result of that, there are some videos that end up showing days or weeks after the war is concluded, basically. I mean, I personally don't think that takes away from the video, I would say, if it's not a relevant video of the war itself. I mean, I would like it if, like, the videos themselves were maybe snippets of different wars or so, different little operations or so, and it would be the catch of the video would be to simply watch it and see what happens or so, or to watch a certain operation go in or so, because of the different scenarios and the different problems or so each video has, basically, in overcoming a certain threat or obstacle. I'd rather that be the catch of it than it being like a relevant video. So like, if you want, I can just put up like 30-minute videos of a recent war or so. I could, the night before I would post a video, I could just play 30 minutes to like an hour of Foxhole, and then just edit that and upload that basically the next day, or maybe in 2 days, basically, time. But I feel that some of the more interesting scenarios or so, they're really hard to catch on or so. So it would be impossible to really stay relevant while staying interesting or so in terms of the videos. So that's why I like to keep it where I instead put interesting videos out. I put it out in a semi-weekly basis, but they may not be from the current war going on or so. You'll see tanks, huge tank columns going on in the video, while in the current war going on right now, so we don't have even, field machine guns or something like that or so. So I feel that I'm going to stick with the same format for the videos or so, simply because of the fact that that keeps them interesting and fun. And that's what I want to have for the channel, so fun, interesting videos that people actually want to watch, instead of videos that are recent but are not as interesting to watch, simply because they're boring, tedious things that don't have the same amount of quality or so, or interest that the other videos would have. And that is going to conclude my first Q&A. So, if you want to show up on the next Q&A, ask a question. I'll make another video or so. And when I have enough questions or so to warrant a video, I will definitely put up another video. Anyway, thank you for watching my videos, and I will catch you guys next time. I'm not one to make a comment like this, but after editing the video, I am really pissed off at Pyro. If any of you guys see him, please kill him for me. So that was so I am so mad at him right now. I just wanted to point that out.